Hey, hey, hello everybody. It is Wednesday, and you know what that means. That means it's time for Facebook Live. And I am here with you, and we'll jump on with you in just a second as soon as I make sure that everything is hunky-dory on the Facebook side. So hold on one second. Said she who was tech challenged. No, we're good. Okay, fabulous. All right. Welcome, everybody. I am Elise Tager. I'm a business coach for ambitious female entrepreneurs, and I work in both one-to-one coaching and programs to help women who are ready to grow and scale their businesses. If you're here, you know the drill. I am coming to you from StreamYard, which means that if you first of all, I'd love to have you comment in the comment section. Let me know that you're there. Drop your name in so that I know you're there. When I'm on StreamYard, it means that if your comment shows up as Facebook user, so I don't know who's there, and I know there are several of you online now, so tell me who you are by dropping a comment in. Would love to have you do that. Because you know I hate to talk to the ozone, so just let me know that you're here and who you are and where you're coming from. Rachel Root, how are you? So glad to see you. Hope you're well, my sweet. Okay, let's get going. As I said, I am Elise Tager. I'm a business coach for ambitious female entrepreneurs. I love to work with women who are at or approaching the six-figure level in their business, but are having trouble breaking through because many women get stuck at that very level. So this is a lot of the content that I present is around this topic, and to help you grow and get through those self-imposed ceilings. So I want to help you get beyond that. So today, and as always, if you have comments, please drop them in the comment section. I will, if I can't address them on the Facebook Live itself, I'll circle back. If you're watching the replay, please drop comments in, because I always, throughout the day, I circle back and comment on anything you might have stated, or questions. So comment away, people, and don't be shy. If you have questions for me or comments, please put them in the comment section. So today I'm going to talk about leveraging people, time, and tech to level up. So every entrepreneur that I've worked with or talked to or encountered tells me that they are time-starved. And my first thought is, are you a smart business owner, or are you just working hard? And so you've heard the phrase, are you working smart or working hard? This is really what I want to talk about today. So I'm talking about 3 key points that I want to focus on. One is value, maximizing your value and your time. The second is people, leveraging the strengths and networks of others to help you grow your business. And the third is leveraging technology, so not being afraid to use technology. Again, if you're with me, drop your name in the comment section so I know that you're here and I can say hello. So let's start with people. And I think a lot of the comments I'm going to share with you today are outside of your norm, what you're normally expecting with these topics. So get your radar up, have an open ear, and hopefully these will be helpful ideas for you. So leveraging people. One of the things you want to do is to make sure, of course, that you have a VA that's working with you, a virtual assistant, but you want to think creatively about how to use them. So if you've brought someone in to help you with the obvious back-end work, setting up newsletters, creating social media posts for you, or even just doing the posting, maybe doing some bookwork for you, think outside of what they can be doing that will make them and you therefore more useful. So in other words, as an example, can your VA go onto your social media platforms and start to connect with likely prospects for you? She can jump on in your name and start following other people on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn that are likely candidates for you. And then she can start a conversation in your voice, or she can flip them over to you. But if you can use her to do research for you, you're leveraging then the people in your community. No, the people who are working with you to do more than just what they said they could do, because everybody's got lots and lots of talent outside of what they signed up for. So that would be one suggestion for how to use your VA more effectively. And I'd just like to encourage you to think outside of what you normally would have them do. See if you can't be more creative. Another one, and this is also going to sound unusual, is, again, we're talking about leveraging people, leveraging your suppliers, your vendors, like your bookkeeper, and et cetera, and ask them for referrals, for testimonials, and introduction. So everyone who comes into your community, no matter how they come in, is a potential of some kind to you. So not just as a client, but as a referral partner, as to give you testimonials, or collaborator. This might be that someone who is your bookkeeper might have a great network of their own, and perhaps you can collaborate with her to do something with her network so that you can leverage that relationship. So think more broadly when you think about the people who are in your community, about how else you can get them to be efficient for you. You can leverage the opportunity that you have with them. The other thing is I've alluded to this, using other people's network, like OPM, using other people's money, using other people's network. To do things like finding passive income models. So it might be that you start creating affiliate relationships with other people. If someone else has a course that you think is in line with the type of courses that your network might like, approach them about creating an affiliate relationship with them so that you can leverage their content and their network to yours so that you get a cut, or you get their email database, or there are lots of benefits that you could derive from that. So exploring affiliate relationships is really, really productive. Some businesses have very, very robust affiliate relationships, like Lead Pages, the product that I use to create landing pages. They have a very robust affiliate relationship. I'm an affiliate of theirs. Anytime I recommend Lead Pages to one of the people in my community, I get a cut of that. So talk about passive income. That's great. I only recommend the people people and services that I know and I like. So I'm not out of integrity, but it's really nice to get a cut of the action if you can recommend a product or a service to someone else. So that's called affiliate relationships. Explore those. Also, talk about relationships, getting more out of the relationships you already have. What about creating your own affiliate relationship? So if you create courses, or if you have, Rachel, you have a cleaning business. I mean, you might be thinking about this for your other business as well, but do you have a referral or an affiliate program in place? Or if someone brings you a referral, you can give them either a cut of the action or a flat fee so that they are incented to bring more people to you. So whether it's an affiliate program or a referral fee, that's one way also to start leveraging the people who are in your community. Be creative around who you consider in your community, right? I'm always talking about farming your network or utilizing your network. Think of how many networks you have, right? Think of it. I mean, the people that you're connected with on LinkedIn, on any social media platform, people in your community, people who are on your Facebook page, people that you know from church. There's so many areas that we have community that we don't think about. And if you feel confident about the services you're offering, you should also feel confident in inviting people in to your community to do one of those other things, provide referrals to you, or give you a testimonial, or say wonderful things. Just so think more creatively about how you're defining your community and start to think about how you can use them. Collaborations. Don't do it alone. Don't do this alone. I think having come out of the solopreneur world, you may be thinking in terms of, I've got to do this all myself, or I have to have, obviously you should have a VA by now, but you're thinking of making hay yourself. but you are losing a big opportunity if you aren't researching collaboration. So as I said, as an example, I have a CPA firm that I've been working with for 20 years, and she and I do joint projects together frequently, where have done social media training for her customers. And, that's a benefit to her. It makes her look better. It gets me in front of a lot of new people. She is providing an additional service to her network or her clients. It was a great win-win. She promoted it. I promoted it. It was greater than the sum of its parts because I got more exposure. She got more exposure. It's great. So think about where you can be collaborating with other people. Let me check on comments here. Rachel, you said you haven't done a referral program yet, but it's on my radar. Keep it simple. Rachel, it could be just a flat fee. It isn't just referring someone. It's if someone is referred to you and they sign up for your services. So that means that you have money coming in from that referral. It's usually the way I structure my referral process. I love having people referred to me, but unless it turns into a client, Rachel, it's kind of air. So I like to structure that on those people who have been, that I then gain as a client. Then I get back to that original person and give them a flat fee or a percentage of whatever I'm selling as a coach. The other thing that I do to make sure that I can track this, because you probably won't be using any complex methodologies for this, make sure that that introduction to you is made in a three-way. So for instance, Rachel, if someone that you know wants to introduce you or refer you to another client, don't have them reach out to the client and just say, hey, Rachel's over here. Get a virtual introduction going so that you are aware that this person was the one who referred her to you. I hope that makes sense. So make sure that you have visibility on who's referred someone to you and then track it. So even in an Excel spreadsheet, just make sure that you know who's come into you from where so that you can pay money on a referral basis to whoever referred you. So that's people. I hope there were some interesting ideas there. Any questions or comments at this point about leveraging the people in your world? I hope that doesn't sound too negative. I certainly don't mean it to be negative. It's just taking advantage of everything that we have. I don't see any questions. So let me move on to leveraging time. Now, I talk about time blocking ad nauseum. It's such an important part of how you structure your week and day and month to make sure that you're hitting your goals and you're growing as an entrepreneur. So I'm not going to talk about time blocking because I've done that already. But I'm going to make a couple of points about time. Value your time. You need to set and limit your working hours. This might seem strange to you, but think about when you know that you're going on vacation next week, right? The Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, before you get out the door, you know that you have to get everything done by the end. So you work very hard because there's a deadline. If you get that, if you use that same mentality every single day, where you decide, I'm going to work today between the hours of 9 and 3, and at 3 I'm done, you're going to make sure that you get done what you have to get done in those hours. Or maybe you say to yourself, I'm only going to put in 3 hours today. You will make damn sure that you get done what you have to get done in that amount of time. What happens is, first of all, I found out when I went from working in corporate America to being an entrepreneur and my time is my own, that I spent so much wasted time in corporate America. There were so many meetings. There was so much, when I thought about it, there might be 4 solid hours of work that I got done in a corporate setting. And now that I'm in an entrepreneurial setting, maybe I only work 4 hours a day. If I allow myself 7 or 8 hours a day, I'll take that time. But am I using it efficiently? Or am I really getting the stuff done that I have to get done? So the game you want to play with yourself, or the technique you want to use to make sure that you are totally using your time productively, is to limit your time. Make sure you're getting done what you have to get done. Another example, and again, alluding to time blocking, and I don't want to spend too much time on that. If you're a coach like me and you're going to do coaching sessions, or you're going to do client calls or prospect calls, don't do it forever, right? Make sure that you allot an hour or 2 hours a day for that particular task. When the hour starts, you make sure you get as much done as you can in that 1 or 2 hours, and at the end, you're done. What that's going to encourage you to do is become more and more and more efficient if you know that you only are going to do this task once or twice or 3 times a week. So don't have everything be open-ended. Make sure that you defy time limits to what you're doing. Nalisha, so good to see you. Glad you're here. If anybody else is here, give me a holler. Make sure, Rachel, I see you. Nalisha, I see you. If any of you have joined me, drop a comment in the comment section with your name so I know who's here, because StreamYard doesn't let me see that unless you mention your name. So would love to see that you're here. All right. So limit your work time and so that you are more productive. The other thing I will tease you with is, do you know what you should be working on? You know, if you're in growth mode, we talked about this last time and maybe this at the time before, what should you be focusing on with your time, right? And so if you're in growth mode, Ms. CEO, you should be you should be focusing on visibility, prospecting, and closing sales. So take a look at your day and your calendar and your to-do list. Is what you're doing on your to-do list focusing on one of those 3 areas? Or if you don't have a team underneath you yet, right, can you spend 4 hours a day focusing on those 3 most critical things? And then the rest of your time is all the admin stuff that you should be having a VA doing, right? By now, I'm talking to people who are leveling up. I want to make sure that you've got a VA in place, you've got some support. But make sure that you define what you're doing when in your time blocking and your calendar, so that your focus, Ms. CEO and growth, is on visibility, prospecting, and closing those sales. That should be your laser focus. That is my laser focus right now. And we've talked about strategy sessions. I'll talk about those more later, another time. If you have said, I said that, every social media interaction, every email should count and get you closer to your growth goals. If you dig into Facebook to be doing some prospecting and you find that you're playing, that's fine. But set that aside for playtime. Maybe your playtime on social media is after 5 o'clock, or maybe you take a lunch break. But if you are on social media to work, and that's either creating visibility or prospecting or closing sales, right? Make sure that every post and every email that you send out is strategic towards those goals. Don't dilly-dally, right? So even if you're providing inspirational quotes, that's visibility, and you're creating visibility for your brand. But be intentional and strategic about every piece of content you put out there so that your brand is clear, it's very clear who you're trying to attract, and that you're giving them reason to want to work with you. So don't let any of this get out of hand. Make sure that you're doing everything that is in your frame of reference strategically. Let me check the comments. Yeah, Nalisha, those are the golden 3. And if you're not doing those 3 things, what are you doing? You know, the visibility, prospecting, and closing sales, those should be those 3 things that you're focusing on for the majority of your time if you're in growth mode. All right, moving along. Make sure you have it's another thing. I don't talk about this a lot. Make sure that you have an income creating event happening at least once a month or more. Rachel, this might be that you're going to a networking event and you want to connect with more people in the community that can therefore bring you business. You're either there to gather referrals or clients, or either one. But this might not apply to you, Rachel, but Alicia, that sure does apply to you. Make sure that you have an income generating activity of some kind, a webinar, a livenar, which means you're not using a deck. You're doing what I'm doing now, which is talking to you directly. Podcast. There's so many ways that you can be creating events that people sign up for, therefore you can then sell to them. If you're not selling, you're not growing your business. So make sure you have on the calendar every single month something that you are doing to generate revenue. Okay. If you need help with that, please talk to me, because this is so important. It's so easy to get caught up in the minutia of your business, right? On all the content creation, all of the social media posting, all of the networking. It's very easy to get caught up in the to-dos and forget that the whole point of this is that you want to be earning money, and you want to make sure that you have an income producing thing that happens every single month. So I'll go back to me. I have, right now I'm doing a webinar every month, and I'll tell you about the one coming up later. These are income generating events. I also do VIP small events where I invite people one-to-one to come and join me, also on Zoom, but it's for 4 or 5 people, where we really interact for an hour and a half, and I invite them to join me in my coaching program. They're very different flavors, but those are 2 things that I do constantly. The third thing that I'm doing more and more since the world is opening up is speaking gigs, and those are all income producing activities. So take a look at what you do and how you can make sure that you have those on your calendar in a very disciplined, strategic way. All right. Okay, so I see that I have 4 people on here, and I've only heard from 2 of you. Please let me know in the comments who is here so I can say hello. And put your name in so I don't just see Facebook user. All right, let's move on. Leveraging technology. Boy, this is a biggie, biggie, biggie. And if you're not leveraging technology, you're really missing the boat. I do have a download that I will be happy to send you, and I'll put the link for how to get it in the comment section after I file this. I have a download of my toolbox and the things that I use in my business every day. I have the names of all of the applications and the apps and the software programs that I use to build my business every day. If you want that, let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure that you get that. So, embracing technology. This might be tough for some non-technical people. I don't know how comfortable you are with tech, but you don't want to miss this opportunity. I'm not very technical, really. I mean, I do not get enormous pleasure out of learning how to do more things on my iPhone. You know, it's just like I could do it, but it's not something that I love. So, but I do know that if I can automate something in my business, it saves me tons of time and tons of money. Again, this is an area where your VA should be able to do this much more for you. And that's exactly the reason that you want to have some assistance at this point in your business, so you can get done the kinds of tech that are going to create more opportunity for you in your business. So some of the things, I'll just list a whole bunch of them. Autoresponders, right? So for everyone who signs up for your email list, and you should be building an email list, for everyone who signs up, you should have an autoresponder, which is a series of emails that goes back out to that person that warms them up so that you can then sell them something. And if you set that up once, you don't have to think about it again. So I don't know if you're using MailChimp or Constant Contact or ClickFunnels or whatever you're using, whatever email service provider you're using, they all have the autoresponder function. If you don't know how to use it, get a VA to help you. If you need to spend an afternoon on Saturday to really dig in and learn it, it's worth the time. You need to be using autoresponders to keep in touch with the people who have just come into your community. Shopping carts, same way. Once you set up if you're selling product, once you set up a shopping cart, it's one and done, and you have an automated way to sell your product. Membership sites, automating content and automating content addition to your site. So as an example, I used to blog every single week, and I had an automated a way to automate the post. The post in my blog got disseminated to other platforms on an automatic basis because I set that up with a technology called Zapier. So any way you can look at where you can get automation working for you, that's what you want to be looking for. Customer feedback, comments, reviews, all of those things that you would like. Maybe you set up a little box on your website with an invitation to take a survey for you, which will automate that process of getting back feedback from people on an automatic basis. Tracking, advertising, and split testing. So I don't know if you're doing any ads on Facebook or Google or LinkedIn, but you have a million ways to do tracking on that. But even if you're doing something simple, like sending out an email to your email newsletter, you can split test them. I know I work with Constant Contact. They have an ability to split test your subject lines. So you can see if A is going to do better than B, and then you know what to do in the future. So any way you can look at that you can find automation in your technology, do that. Another thing that I want to say, let me just look at comments here. Autoresponder, yep. Bertha, oh, so glad to see you. Thank you for joining me. Tech skills. Yeah, some people love it, some people don't. One thing I want to bring up, though, and this is interesting, I'm pretty comfortable with the technology I'm using. I have been using a lot of it for a long time, so I can put together an email newsletter and quickie. So for me, a lot of this stuff isn't difficult at all. However, the danger there is that I learned what I had to learn to get the job done, and I never went back to revisit what the capabilities were. So take a look at the technology you have in place. Are you optimizing it? Even things you don't have to buy, like Google, are you using Google My Business? That's a great free place to make sure that your business is being recognized. Are you using it up to its, first of all, are you using it? And then secondly, are you using it up to its full potential? Go take a look. Go take a look at your email service provider. Go take a look at your CRM or whatever you're using. Make sure that you or your VA is exploring all the capabilities that they have so you can optimize and leverage your use of that product. Some of them cost you money, right? So you want to make sure that you're really learning what they have to do. Bertha, you say I'm 68 and still growing. Anyone can continue to grow. Absolutely. Rachel, you say, Bertha, both of that's awesome. It's good to hear that you like the tech stuff too. Tech stuff isn't my favorite, but I'm learning a little more. I have a gal I know who is tech savvy and helps me out. Yeah, if you've got someone in your community that can help you. My son used to be a fabulous assistant to me. In fact, my damn printer is going out now, so I'm going to have to get Sam to help me with that. But my point being, don't let the technology get in your way of being able to grow your business. Second, make sure you or your tech support person, whoever that is, it might be your son, it might be a neighbor, it might be whoever, your VA, make sure they absolutely know how to use that product to the most of the ability. So you are leveraging it to make sure that you're growing as much as you can. So leverage everything that's in your power. And as I said, whether it's people or time or technology, make sure you're using the most, you're making the most of it. And I think to me, the biggest takeaway when I started thinking about putting this together was thinking creatively about how many people are in your network. How many ways could you work together? Not just as a client or a prospect. Can you help them? If you help them, they'll help you. Can you do a mutual referral program? Can you do some kind of affiliate relationship? Can you explore cooperative ventures? Keep your radar open. And the thing I say time and time again is shop your network. Go back to your network time and time again to make sure that you are staying connected. So, a couple things before I let you go. One is that I have a webinar coming up I'd like to invite you to, and it's called, Are You Charging What You're Worth? And spoiler alert, most women aren't. And this is a webinar that I've given before, but I've tweaked it to make it more appropriate to the Level Up community. But you don't want to miss that because most women don't charge enough for what they're doing. So I want to make sure that you're considering all the ways that you are creating your own ceiling. So we'll talk about pricing. We'll talk about the mindset around your own value. We'll talk about a bunch of things, but I'll put that sign up in the space above the video as soon as I file it. So I want to invite you to that webinar. The webinar is April 15th. It'll happen on Zoom and you have to sign up, but I'll put that into the group. I have spot coaching sessions, as you know, every month. This is when I invite 3 people to come in with me to do a spot coaching session. They come to me with one particular area they want some help with. I spend 10 minutes one-to-one with them and on a Facebook Live so more people can learn from it. Spot coaching is coming up soon. If you're interested in that, let Hallie know or let me know. We'll plug you in next time. And then, as always, if I can help you with any of this stuff, schedule a call with me. If you don't know, if you don't have a visibility strategy, for heaven's sakes, let's talk. If you don't have a VA and you're not building your team, let's talk. Let's talk anyway. So if you'd like to schedule a call with me, even just 15 minutes, I'd like to do that. So I'll put that link to my calendar up above the video as well. So that's leverage, people. Anything else that I can help you with or anything, any other comments? I don't see any other comments, but just wondering if there's anything else you want to offer, let me know. Otherwise, I will. If you're watching the replay, as I said, please drop comments in the comment section. I'll come back later and take a look at them. So that's it for today, you all. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the group. I'm in there all the time, as you know, as is Hallie. So thanks for joining me and have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody.